Hey. What's up?
Hey.
It's me, the one and only Dark Lord 100, aka Double KK Double, and I am here with the other man with the master plan, that is Dave Roomscrier, host of the night shift. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. And hopefully Mr. LFW will pop in some point. We hope that he's doing okay during the snowpocalypse out on the East Coast.
Yep. Part of the reason why I won't live on the East Coast. No offense to people that live on the East Coast. Love y'all. Hope y'all are safe.
Yep.
Anyway, not to say it don't get cold out here, but it don't go.
No, it's not the same.
Not the same at all. All right. So as always, we always start out with a couple of hot topics. But this week we only have one. Because if you haven't been living under a rock, there should only be one hot topic that's on your board, and that is Wonderman. As all 8 episodes have dropped on Disney Plus this week. It dropped on, when was it? About a week ago, right? Last Tuesday. So we are ready to enjoy what I believe will end up being one of the most underrated MCU additions out there, because they are constantly, they did not promote it nearly as much as they did other things.
Nope.
They deliver as far as content.
Yes. Sure. And something interesting that I noticed is that in addition to the Marvel Studios intro bumper, they added another bumper called Marvel Spotlight.
Okay.
So I think that the company is going into a phase where they're going to be more experimental, and the straight up character-driven stories that aren't the typical bam, smack, pow superhero stuff, I think that's going to fit into the Spotlight brand for them. Not to say they're not going to be in the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, just that these are going to be more character-driven stories. And boy, lots of character driving in the first couple episodes that I saw.
All right, hold on one second. I'd like to bring in Mr. LFW, the man with the master plan. He has joined us finally, and that is the same. What's up, bro?
What's going on with you guys? How you doing?
Yo.
Not much. We're here talking a little bit about Le Wonderman.
Yeah.
At least the first 2 episodes or such.
Yeah, well, I did watch the first 2, pretty decent. What I was gonna say is that I noticed, Dave, that you mentioned they had a Marvel they did the Marvel Spotlight.
Right.
Yeah, they actually did that with Werewolf by Night as well.
Really? Okay. I did not remember that.
Yeah.
So,
They
okay.
did that. They
Still
did that
actively
with-
be a part of the MCU, but just a specific part of the MCU, a specific story told.
Right.
Werewolf by Night is an actual part of the canon MCU, is it not?
Yeah. And
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
and so is Wonderman. So,
Right.
yeah.
Even though I will say this, the look of the show definitely has more of a like 90s like show feel than even when they're in present day.
Yeah.
Like, it's really funny the aesthetic. I'm not necessarily talking about like the devices they use. They have cell phones, they have like all the modern day stuff,
Right.
present day. But it definitely has more of a 90s type feel to it as far as
Yeah.
the
I think that's intentional because at the age we see Simon, and we realize that for Simon, Wonder Man was his Star Wars film.
Okay.
Formative film when he was a young kid. And so, given the age that Simon is, Wonder Man coming out in the 90s, yeah, that does tie in and make sense. But I love the fact that Simon's his own worst enemy here.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the recurring theme, especially given we don't know exactly what his powers are.
Right.
Okay. And I'm thinking that if you notice, whenever he gets emotionally distraught, that's when stuff starts vibrating and shit happens.
Yeah. When the powers start to manifest.
Right. And so I think that is what damage control is concerned about, is that they realize that his powers are linked to his emotion. And having a dude that can vibrate the area around him like that because he's stressed in one of the most stressful, demanding professions on the West Coast, living on a fault line, that is no bueno.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I also look at it from this perspective as well. I think there's a lot more to the story about the stove blowing up. There's a lot more to that story that's not being revealed to even us. You know, and it was kind of shown through those conversations with Ben Kingsley and the conversations he had with his sister.
Ben Kingsley eating up that scenery, chewing that scenery with both hands, man, spoon in each hand. I am loving it.
I would say here's what's funny is that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying like it's funny to me when people praise him, like in this not you didn't do it, but I've seen it a lot recently.
Yeah.
When people praise him in a manner as if Ben Kingsley hasn't been like a Shakespeare theater level actor for like the past 3 decades. Like everything that he's been in, he's been good. And people are like, oh my God, Ben Kingsley can act. Yeah. That would be like saying, wow, Patrick Stewart, man, did you see the way he acted in Multiverse of Madness, man? I've never seen him act that good. The man's been a Shakespeare level actor for like decades now.
John Gielgud used to have me whip his bare ass with my belt before the curtain rose every single night, and that was before we were friends. And then it got weird.
but yeah, it's just funny. Like when you said it that way, it just made me think, because I've been reading a lot of reviews about Wonderman, and all of them are praising Ben Kingsley. But I'm like,
oh yeah.
At what point do we begin to? That's like
he's always been at that level. He's just having fun now. Yes. He's at the point in his career where he's just doing this for fuck it money.
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah,
definitely a star performance by Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, and then the surprise cameos we've gotten just in the first 2 films, where this is really a love letter to the Hollywood process, seen through the Marvel lens, because I mean, I did not have Joe Pantoliano, Joey Pants himself, on the bingo card showing up, because he's an example of the Simon Williams type, the B-level actor that you see in everything, the hardworking actor, not the major star, but someone who's made it in a sense. And
Boreanaz, not the Samuel L. Jacksons.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like, but in 100%, like, and I love the way they open you up to him in the first episode.
Yeah, I was like, I see him. I'm like, is that Larry David?
Yeah, but no, not just that, but the way they open up the Simon Williams character.
Oh yeah,
getting fired from American Horror.
Oh
Story,
yeah.
Basically being a pain in the ass.
Like Simon.
He kept
Simon,
adding on to that.
Simon is
motivation. It's like, you in 3 minutes worth of sleep, you die. Like what motivation do you need? Die on the spot where the director told you to die.
Yes, they had. I really don't think that he let her get that close, and the moonlight. It should be a little bit further from the desk, don't you think? We can't move the moonlight. And the grip's like, yeah, we can move the moonlight.
Oh, that grip! I know that grip got fired as soon as Simon left. That grip, you go too.
And Simon's agent Janelle. Oh, I have not seen the actress ex Mayo in many things, but she is just winning me over with the absolute take no shit. Black woman. Yeah. She is that bitch. Do not mess with it.
Jane Cargill would say.
Yes.
Your thoughts on Ben Kingsley and his role so far.
Hey, listen. Since even Iron Man 3, okay, Travis Slattery is just he's nothing to sneeze at, man. Even with the 10 Rings movie, he's just he could pop into a scene. He could pop into a scene, and he kind of steals it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great actors like that do that.
You want to know what's funny? Oh, go ahead.
No. Yeah.
No. I was just gonna say, hey.
Here's the thing about it: is it reminds me of, and I know a lot of people didn't like this, but it reminds me of Mickey Rourke in Iron Man 2. Was it? And here's hold on. Here's why I say that. I know a lot of people didn't like that. I thought Mickey Rourke killed them. Like, I thought that he played the role well from the perspective of what he was supposed to be. And so I see, but I've always seen Mickey Rourke as somebody that's a good actor. And it's just like, and so it's just like Travis Slattery, same thing. Like, this guy's been good for years. Go up.
I want my bird.
Yeah.
I want my bird. Yes.
Bird. Yeah, but absolutely. Everyone is just turning in fantastic performances in there. And we still have only having seen 2 episodes, there's still a lot of mystery about what's going on in there. We can speculate about Simon's powers. We can speculate about what's actually happening. But I like that we're just getting intercuts of the overall story, but we're keeping the focus on Simon being an actor and trying to climb up that ladder. Someone who hasn't even answered for himself the "what are you chasing this for?" question that gets asked to him. It's really fantastic. It's fun. It's not your average Marvel fare, and I think that that's a good thing that they need, and especially that they're exploring different types of stories in this way.
Right.
The character-driven stories beyond what we already see in the MCU. It's more focused on the character than on the action. And I mean, I'm great. My only serious complaint is that going through the credits, we see the list of Wonderman created by blah, 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 and then the special thanks. Okay, great. Okay, Steve Englehart. Yeah. Where the fuck was Peter David's name? The guy who wrote the 90s Wonderman series that this is taking inspiration from. The action comedy of Simon being trying to climb that Hollywood ladder and getting sidetracked by superheroes, sometimes even being set up by his own agent for fighting supervillains, low class supervillains, just to get public notoriety. Peter David was an amazing storyteller for both Marvel and DC. And the fact that his contribution to the Wonder Man mythos gets ignored when rightfully Ta-Nehisi Coates, Christopher Priest, Reggie Hudlin, they got thanks in the Black Panther movie because Wakanda would have been completely different without their input in there. You see what I'm saying? It's a collaborative effort. And the least that they could have done was put Peter David's name, especially considering that we lost him in 24. So that would have been fresh while they were making this series.
I can agree with you there. Now, Saint, why don't you go ahead and close us out on top of the thing that RuneScribe just mentioned? What are your final thoughts on Wonder Man so far? I'll talk more about it in the coming minutes.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the series seems to be grounded. A lot of people are kind of pissed off because it isn't so. It's so quote to be action oriented. You know what I mean? And it's like it's supposed to be. You don't have to necessarily have a superhero movie or superhero TV show that constantly has action in it. Let's talk about Powerless. You know what I'm saying? That was a comedy. 10 episodes. There was a little bit of action, but it wasn't the narrative. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
For this show, it's supposed to be different.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be about the Hollywood satire. It's supposed to be about making fun of what making fun is.
Right.
And of superheroes, it's always been saturated with all the. It's like it. I'll put it to you this way. There was a time when during the 70s, CBS did this thing, they had Captain America, there was Doctor Strange, then there's
Spider-Man,
Hulk, then there's the Spider-Man, and then there was that one point where they were talking about they didn't want to be the superhero network,
right.
So they started doing that away, and it was kind of made fun, just a little bit of that, like haha, this is where it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I see this as, like I said, there's character developments in pretty much all the MCU. But it tends to be secondary to the action. This, on the other hand, is both character and world building first. Action comes later. You know, we gotta wait for the action. This is really character driven, and you know, you really can't. I think that's time. Like our buddy Jamil says, comics are not just capes and cowls. It encompasses a huge spectrum of content and genres in there. The graphical storytelling, okay, you know, Western comics, romance comics in the 50s and 60s were the thing. They were beating out, you know, titles like Superman, Batman. Jack Kirby did a lot of romance comics in the 50s and 60s before he went over to Marvel. So it's telling stories through this medium and tangentially tying into what people are expecting, which is the superheroic stuff.
Well, they'll get used to it.
I hope.
But I'm going to go ahead and close us out there. We're going to open up the next segment with these two gentlemen discussing some Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that before we get to some other things like the Daredevil 2 trailer and all things pop culture.
Yep.
All right. So let's go right on over.
All right.
So you are caught up as well as I am, sir?
Absolutely.
Lucy's having quite the day, isn't she?
Yeah, definitely that. And let's just get to the bare bones about it, because we know this is getting ready to come to a serious close.
Yep.
We're finding out that the Ghoul he's really pissed off. Like,
oh yeah.
Like there's like zero fucks is given.
So
no way possible.
Yeah. So the previous episode, when the Ghoul hands Lucy over to her dad, Lucy power fists him through the window. He falls and he lands on a broken street pole. So he's laying there for most of the time and having to get his ass up, only to be rescued by a super mutant and had uranium stuffed into him to accelerate the healing factor.
Right.
So there's fan speculation that Cooper's going to turn into a glowing one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. But Lucy just going. Yeah.
I don't want to buy the farm on that. The only thing
I don't either.
The only thing I did get a I'm not going to even say get a kick out of was the fact that whole pole thing that he had to get himself off of, that had to be some of the most painful shit ever.
Yep.
Where you have a hole.
Yep. And he's trying to resist going feral at the same time. And everyone's just walking by. Nobody's helping him pick up his meds that have scattered just out of reach. Even dog meat. I mean, come on. Dog meat does everything.
But no, you can't say that, because listen, dog meat was actually the smartest one there.
Yeah. Dog Meat did go get help. Yeah.
He did go get help. He did his thing.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Yep.
We can't, because at the beginning, to me, I was like, man, like he left you, like, man, what the fuck is, like, what good are you?
I knew that he was going to go get help, but yeah. So Lucy has it out with her father and takes him into custody.
I'm sorry, but you know, I mean, she's a little. I'm surprised she hasn't bought the farm. You know what I mean?
I am too. She has her luck maxed out.
Yeah,
her luck set.
She has some of the most incredible, dumbest ass luck I've ever seen.
Yep.
In a series, like.
Yep. But then, we find Hank's secret project with everyone making more of the little modules that get stuck in the back of the neck and working in perfect precision to, I think that was the Cuckoo Clock song. Dun 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 dun. So yeah, it is absolute perfect precision, like human robots.
Right.
And then we get two guys brought in, one from Caesar's Legion, one from the NCR. In fact, it was the old guy that helped Lucy out when Cooper rescued her from the Legion. And, Hank, he's handcuffed and he's not able to do anything. And Lucy wants to free them. And so once they're free, they, of course, start going after each other and start beating the crap out of each other. And the only way for Lucy to get them to not kill each other is to push the button that activates their devices. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. How about you? Yeah, I'm doing fine too. And
that's kind of pushing it. It's kind of pushing it.
Yeah. But speaking of pushing it, back at Vault 32, Stephanie and Chet get married.
Supposedly.
At least Stephanie thinks they're getting married. This is all news to Chet, by the way. he finds how do you like the fact that you find out you're getting married by seeing the poster on the bulletin board.
Yeah, but here's my thing. Was that the reason? Maybe that was the reason why she had to marry an American, because I know.
Yeah, we found out that she's actually a dirty, filthy Canadian, which, interestingly enough, in Fallout lore, before the bombs dropped, Canada had been annexed by the U.S. This is before the current political climate even happened. That was established. So we've got a lot of our friends up north who are really upset at the mention of the 51st state. But we see the extreme stuff that Stephanie had. Well, and the fact that her name is Stephanie Harper, that's a big freaking clue. Referencing Stephen Harper, the former Canadian Prime Minister. But
it's terrible.
Yeah. So Stephanie gets all dolled up for her special wedding day. We've seen in flashbacks what she had to go through to get into America. Border hopping, crossing the border. I'm not going to assume anything about who the other blonde that she was escaping from Canada with was to her, but she's dying.
Well, they seem to have been
very close.
Very close.
Yeah. So, but her fellow blonde, as she's lying in the snow dying, telling Steph, don't think of the human as humans. They're Americans. That was a brutal reality check right there. But yeah, Steph gets all dolled up in her wedding gown, including matching white satin eye patch in there, and yeah, Chet has to ruin her special day.
Well,
and the vault is kind of what? They're less concerned about the fact that she killed Woody because Chet found Woody's glasses in the garbage disposal, but then stupidly put them back in and continued the grind.
that to me that
was just
the dumbest thing that.
Well,
like
Chet isn't exactly the brightest pit boy in the vault,
And then also too, you got to think about it. He's kind of like on that idiocracy level. You feel me?
Mhm. A lot of the vault dwellers are, to be honest, they are on all that. And of course, over in Vault 32, the Children of Incest support group is still going on. Betty, the overseer, she's got a point. We are running out of supplies. We can't keep this little snack club up because that's what everyone's there for, is just for the extra rations that the snack club has. So that was a revolution that had to be put down hard. Just when you think Vault-Tec couldn't be even more evil, we find out that yes, in fact, they are more evil because
to me, they're the primary.
Yeah,
they're pretty much the primary. They're pretty much the primary antagonists of the whole. Of the whole universe, except them and well, I'm not going to say the New California Republic, but
no, the Enclave.
Yeah.
But we find out that Barb was told that before the bombs drop, that the water chips for the vaults have a 30% fail rate. But the good news is that we know which ones will fail before we put them in. So we can decide who is going to run out of water.
And that's all good and big. I'm just waiting to see because I think there's 8 episodes, or is it
probably 8? I think that was last season.
I think yeah. I think it's gonna turn out to be a good explosive ending. At least I'm hoping to do that.
And episode ends with Maximus and Thaddeus reunited with the Ghoul, and Thaddeus has a new friend. He's developed a mutation where he has a little mouth that opens and closes on his shoulder. Doesn't talk yet, but that's probably coming. Yeah, it's just closing. But Thaddeus has got the sweet New California Republic branded power armor now, and they needed the upgrade because they got to go through the strip, which is patrolled by Deathclaws, and so Max is just cruising on with this power armor, and then all the residents of New Vegas on Freeside, they're looking at him and they're like, ooh, wonder, amazement. And Maximus is kind of like, what's going on? And Cooper has the line of the episode, in my opinion: never underestimate the power of brand labeling or brand recognition. Because, the California Republic is back.
I thought you were going to say never underestimate the power of stupid people in large groups.
Well, that's shown up.
Friends back in the day.
So yeah, and we finally get to see my favorite gun in Fallout, the Gauss rifle, because Cooper picks him up a Gauss rifle when they're at the NCR armory, raiding it for weapons and stuff. And boy, that thing is taking chunks out of the death claws. It's not just
them death claws are. Ooh.
Yeah, they are no joke. I died like 4 times last night facing off against a Deathclaw that was guarding a location last night. And eventually I just said, okay, I obviously am underarmed and under armored to face this guy. So I went back, got my missile launcher, got my power armor. Well, I'm always carrying the power armor now, but got the missile launcher and missiles and just missile sniped him from a higher position. So
yeah. All right, gentlemen, final thoughts on Fallout.
I'm just waiting to get to this next chapter.
Yeah.
Because, Walter Goggins,
Walton Goggins, yeah. He is
shit, man.
He needs to be nominated for something again for his performance in this. Because, at least a Best Supporting Actor Emmy.
Yeah.
In this, he is just nothing he has been in is terrible. He is always like the standout of any project that he is in. The Shield, everything, man.
Everything, for sure.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to move forward now and talk a little MCU.
Yeah.
Marvel Entertainment has put out the season 2
trailer for Daredevil Born Again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we all watched season 1 and all. Like I said, one of my favorite scenes is when Kingpin hits that dude's head and just, they ain't have to.
Yep.
They're like Vinny D just
Yep. And keep your eyes open for a special guest appearance.
Kingpin.
Yeah. Defenders, assemble.
Okay.
Yep. Now let's get a little Luke Cage going on in Daredevil now too.
He's coming. From what I've heard, all of the
Defenders
will make an appearance, including the very unliked Iron
Fist.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that they go with the woman who technically was the Iron Fist at the end of the
Netflix runs.
Series. So they could bring her in as Iron Fist. Just completely avoid doing the guy again, doing the thing.
Oh yeah. Colleen Wing as Iron Fist would be awesome. But we'll see. We don't know much more, but
I'm. Right.
And that's March, I believe.
Yeah, it is March. How you feeling, Saint? You juice for this?
I'm definitely back with Kristen Ritter coming back as Jessica Jones. Then I'm definitely all for it. We'll just have to see where it's gonna go.
Yep.
All right. So next up, Dave, you have to tell us a little bit about this one. But the rights to Will Eisner's work are up for sale. What work would that be?
Yes. So the legend that is Will Eisner, the rights to The Spirit and his magnum opus Covenant with God trilogy are being auctioned off to the highest bidder. So yeah, this is major in that this is we're talking about the guy who essentially created the modern comic book art formula, taking it from the newspaper comic strip feel into a different direction with the graphical layouts, with his use of the splash page where he has the the buildings that are lit up, spelling out the spirit in there. Just so iconic and so influential on everyone who came after him. I mean, there's a reason why the Comic Arts Hall of Fame is named the Eisner Awards. That's how important his level is to the comics medium. So those are going up for auction. I'm guessing that either Disney or Netflix or Amazon are going to end up with the rights because they've got the money for it. It all depends on how much they're going for. But yeah, this is huge news.
Might end up being Elon Musk. No. Lord,
oh, please. Do not joke that. Do not.
I'm really hoping that Warner Brothers come and take a shot at it, because they've already had crossovers with Batman. So,
but Warner Brothers is now owned by Netflix.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll take it.
Yeah. So maybe Netflix will pop it in. They've never made a franchise that they don't want to acquire, nor Disney, nor Amazon. So I think that we're going to get a bidding war, especially for the Spirit, for those three. The Covenant with God trilogy, that is going to be lower key than the Spirit, but I think that that's still going to go very high, because it is a great example of graphic storytelling. So I think that that's going to go pretty well. It's not going to be as big as the Spirit is in terms of, launching a new superhero show. Because Covenant of God is just about the ordinary folks that live on this part of New York called Dropsy Street, and interacting with each other, struggling to get through the days. And, it's like, why, God? Why are we suffering like this? When you claim to be merciful, and finding their answers. So,
that has its audience, but
yeah, it has its audience. It's not going to be as big as the Spirit, but it's still going to. It's good prestige TV. Let's say that.
Fair enough. All right. So we go from that happy note, as hopefully somebody will buy his rights and do it right, to a little bit of sad notes. No, hold on, that's the wrong one.
Yep.
Lady Damon Wilson, Sanford and Son actor, fortunately passed away at 79.
Yep. Just cultural icon of the 70s. Fred and Lamont arguing. That was part of my childhood growing up on, prime time.
Yeah.
And
I watched it more in syndication. I'm a little bit younger than y'all. But.
Now, was that a Norman Lear production?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Your thoughts on Mr. Grady's death? Sorry.
as far as I'm concerned, well, first of all, he is the very last. He was the last living actor um, of the of the series.
Really?
Beforehand, Lynn Hamilton, who played Donna, Fred's girlfriend, and she just passed last year.
Hmm.
So Sanford and Son is a very iconic television show, actually legendary. Um, I grew up literally because at least from 74 to 77 is what I remembered
Yeah.
in terms of those
Yep. And
episodes
yeah.
and the magic. And I mean, there was nothing really wrong with it, but it was like when they did the Sanford Arms and then they revived Sanford as without Demond Wilson, then it just it didn't work. It
Yeah.
really didn't work. No disrespect to the late great Red Fox,
Yeah.
but that particular TV show,
It was built on the dynamic.
it was definitely built on something very, very special. And I guarantee you, I can go back and laugh at some of those episodes,
Hmm.
you know, and doing some stuff and always talking about getting thrown off the pier in El Segundo or,
Yeah.
you know,
Eh,
I got my bowl of menudo, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And we all of us Gen Xers now have that harmonica theme playing through our heads. Do, 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 do. Yeah.
Which, by the way, is by the one and only Quincy Jones.
Oh,
I can believe it.
fire.
All right, so we'll go from there. Unfortunately, we'll get all the death out the way here.
Yeah.
We also lost another great actress. This time, the one and only Catherine O'Hare of Beetlejuice fame.
Beetlejuice, SCTV, most recently Schitt's Creek,
And Home Alone.
and Home Alone. Most importantly, and Macaulay Culkin gave a beautiful tribute to her. Just saying goodbye, Mom. I'll miss you.
Like they had a relationship that
Yeah.
bonded there, and it lasted over the years.
Even though she left him not once but twice, left him behind. But yeah,
Here's the thing I don't get is okay, and I'm gonna say this jokingly, but this is the one thing I've never understood about Home Alone in the Home Alone series. Like you said, they left him there not once but twice, potentially 3 times. At what point do you start doing roll calls in the car on the way to the airport?
I know.
Instead of waiting until you on the plane to all of a sudden realize, oh my God, we left him at home. Like, where's the roll call in the van? Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin. Is Kevin back? Hey, y'all, we need to spin around, get off at the next exit. We need to spin around and go get Kevin. Like, but in general, I love the lady as an actress. She things that
if you've never seen her performing on SCTV, do it. Just watch it because it's not just her; it's John Candy, Eugene Levy, Rick Moranis, Dave Thompson. So many. It's superior to the Saturday Night Live matchups of the era because that was basically they were going up against the second generation cast of SNL, and these guys just blew them all out of the water.
Yeah.
Even though the second gen turned out didn't the second gen turn out like Eddie Murphy is first gen? Like
no, Eddie Murphy's like third.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy didn't come along till then. So who was second gen then?
That's why we're saying.
No, because I remember legitimately like who was second gen. Because I remember first gen. I remember Gilda Radner. So I had to have been alive and watching Saturday Night Live during the second gen. I just don't remember.
Well,
who was
technically, if you think about it, there were as far as I was concerned, there were two generations of the first ready for primetime players, because you have to remember Chevy Chase only did one season, and then Bill Murray came in,
Yeah,
and then that was it after that. And then it was for another 4 years, and then when John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd
left for Hollywood. Yeah,
left for Hollywood at that point, then it was like that was almost like the end of an era. But in terms of Eddie Murphy, he came in like around maybe the third or fourth generation of and Joe Piscopo and so forth.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, I think the only notorious season of SNL was the one with what you call it, Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr.
That's the season that we're talking about, the Lost Generation.
Because I'm like, because it did pick back up in the late '90s.
Yeah. So
again,
because 1980 we had Peter Aykroyd, Brian Doyle Murray, Bill Murray's brother, Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot he was on SNL.
Yvonne Hudson. Yeah, Eddie Murphy joined in 1980. So it was actually just before then.
Okay.
Or he was actually it's complex.
Yeah, I was gonna say
there's a lot of bleed over.
A lot of mixtures of people going with people like that.
Yeah.
I'll say, all right, so God rest or rip to Catherine O'Hara, may she rest in peace. Last but not least, Netflix is acquiring Sydney Sweeney's live-action adaptation of a popular anime franchise. And what franchise is that, bro?
Gundam.
Really? We're going to be getting a live-action Gundam to Netflix? I'm not here for that.
With Sydney Sweeney.
I can ignore certain things about it.
Okay. Listen, One Piece is good so far.
Yeah.
In terms of Netflix, Gundam, you better listen. They better put in one hell of a budget.
Yep.
Because if Gundam isn't done right, I'm telling you, that's gonna be like one of your movie. That's gonna be like one of your movie reviews.
Yep.
You remember throwing the soda at the screen?
I did not actually do it because the movie was actually halfway decent, despite what the looking back reviews say. That he's talking about my movie review for the original Star Wars Episode 1. And I told him before I walked into the theater that if this movie was bad, and they came with some bullshit, I was literally going to stand up, chuck my soda at the screen, and walk out. Luckily for Star Wars, it wasn't that bad.
And
it had its faults, but
I would like to thank, Double K. I'd like to thank you, friend of the show, Jameel Hemphill, and others for forming that protective circle around me when Jar Jar Binks showed up, and I was suddenly aware.
Wait a minute. What, Dave? What?
Okay.
Did you forget I was there?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, and the Saint also. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry. Apologies, but yeah, when Jar Jar Binks started talking and shucking and jiving, I looked around and realized I was the only white person watching this film in downtown Oakland.
Yeah. And we all sat in that one row, and I'm telling you, when Kevin sat up, he was like, telling him, wait to chuck this, man. Because we were sitting right in the middle of this motherfucker. Okay. And he had enough reach. He had enough reach. And I really thought he was gonna do it.
Hey, that Jar Jar had me pissed, man. Like that
I had the sinking feeling when the Trade Federation showed up and started speaking English.
English.
I'm like, okay. And in my mind, I learned to Bart Simpson, Krusty is coming, Krusty is coming, Krusty is coming mode. I'm like, okay. I think Lucas is just trying to somehow pay homage to the classic pulp stories where the Orientals were always evil. No, that's bad. That can't be it.
Like I said, and not to drop away from the subject, but
yeah, I can see.
I'm telling you
what is Officer Hopkins and Smitty? I don't know that. He said Officer Hopkins and Smitty are still alive.
Oh, they were the two. Yeah, Hal Williams is still alive.
Okay.
In what?
The other
What
guy
show?
in Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son, yeah.
Sanford and Son. Okay.
Yeah, Hal Williams. I think Hal Williams is still alive because he eventually came up on a show called 227.
Yeah,
but
I love that show.
But no, what I was going to say, if Gundam, listen, you know, if they have a decent budget, they got to put a lot of money into that.
And it also,
if you're gonna do live action mechs, you got to do it right.
Yeah, and it also depends on what Gundam storyline they're doing.
Yeah, that's
because
that's fair enough.
You know, I think it's going to be absolutely overwhelming if they do some of the later Gundam stuff where they get into the whole new type pilots with mixing mechs with psychic powers, and that's just going to be too confusing for me.
Season or two of the original Gundam show should be fine.
Yeah, that or I can't remember which number it was, but War in the Pocket.
Yeah.
Starlight Memory. The 08th MS team.
Yeah. That'll be like starting One Piece in the middle of season 15.
Yeah, I mean the original Gundam, that would work just fine, and you know it's a good introduction to the series. There's ways that they can start with a later iteration and catch people up on the history. I mean, let's face it, people thought that Watchmen was going to be completely unfilmable because of how dense the history was. And you know, props to Zack Snyder for the perfect introduction for Watchmen. Yeah. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of things that depend. I am cautious. I'm not cautiously optimistic. I'm just going to be cautious about this.
I feel you. And I'm like that with all anime going live action. Any animes that they do live action, like I thank the Lord Jesus never went and saw that Dragon Ball Z movie because once I heard about it, I was like, no, I'm good. They ain't never done Dragon Ball Z right. You got here's the thing that upsets me about it. You got all these access to CGI and special effects, and really you can't do DBZ right.
Yeah,
like you can't get the special effects on it right. Everybody's got to look wonky.
Yeah,
anyway, I could go off.
Yeah,
anyway.
That'll be like a live action Akira. It's like you want it, but you shouldn't touch.
Yeah, they just won't do it right. They won't do it right.
Live action Macross. Come on, let's get.
I'd actually be down for that. I'd actually be down for that.
Yeah,
but it depends on who you have play Min-May.
Yep.
And it depends on who you have play Rick Hunter. But I wouldn't mind that.
Yep. Let's get a live action Gatchaman. There's been a couple Japanese live action Gatchamans of varying qualities.
Fair enough.
But
that'll be like Attack on Titan. Like you just, like I said,
some things
you think about some things you just.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas. So On that note, we're going to go on ahead and pause and take a break. Let's load up whatchamacallit. Nothing happened. Oh, there it is. Sometimes my computer decides, you know what? I don't like you today. I don't like you. Whether you want to or not, you're going to like me that day. So we're going to go ahead and take that break. We will be back with SmackDown Alley and video game talk. Tinker's favorite part of the show. But we got a lot to discuss. We're going to skip through Raw and SmackDown pretty quickly in about 2 minutes each. And then we're going to get straight to that Royal Rumble that happened yesterday. That was worth the watch as far as I was concerned.
We need answers.
We need answers. All right, this is the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on the First GenXers Broadcast Network on Twitch and the Double KK Double Network on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Peace.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the same. Dropping these beats won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the Switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe business. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. It's the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I've been real with this. Please don't judge me, I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep it.
We'll do like that for a quick second. Let's try her back.
Okay.
All right. So it has been a wondrous weekend or week so far, and when it comes to wrestling. So, and no, I'm not talking about anything that AEW. So as we settle in to get to our third segment of the show, we come up upon SmackDown Alley, where we talk about big sweaty men slapping their meat in the ring every single week. What? Big E said it, not me. Big E says it. What's up, Rich Scribe?
Back.
That just sounds.
It sounds wrong. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. But anyway, so we had, like I said, we'll touch real quick on some of the major events from Monday Night Raw and SmackDown before we get to the Rumble itself.
Okay.
We had a surprise match that turned out to be a really good match on Raw this week. We'll just touch on this a little bit before we move on.
Hang on, be back in just a sec again.
Okay. CM Punk and AJ Styles faced off for the World Heavyweight Championship. And
That was a night. That was
a good match.
that was a good match. I was really happy with that.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't happy with the result, like a non-definitive winner.
Yeah.
But I liked it. Like, I liked it for sure. But like, if I'd have known AJ's contract was up at the end of February of 2026, then, which means, guys, he's still got a month left with WWE. But it could expire February 1st. Could expire today. Either way, we're going to be without AJ Styles in WWE anymore. But yeah, I can see you. I can see you, Brett. What's up, Wood? There's a delay.
Yeah.
You see that. But anyway, yeah. So we got CM Punk versus AJ Styles. We had a 6-man. Oh, sorry. You wanted to give your thoughts on CM Punk and AJ Styles. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say that, like I said, it was a well-grounded match until the fuckery shows up.
until what was it? Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I think we are seeing an eventual Judgment Day split. You'll see what I'm talking about when we talk a little bit later about the Women's Royal Rumble as well. We had a fatal 4-way tag team match to decide who's going to face Jay and Jimmy for them tag team titles, and it turned out to be Alpha Academy, Otis and Tozawa. So we'll see that match down the road, probably at Elimination Chamber. I'm here for it. And then last but not least, we got Austin Theory versus Rey Mysterio. And he got a lot of assistance from Division, of course.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like, I like Austin Theory. I like him in this version of him. Yeah. The other version, nah.
He was
Such
not cool.
Bitch. He's such a bitch.
All right, let's go. You're back. All right, so but yeah, so Braun Breaker returned from his suspension because of whoever was on the phone, which that's the big mystery now. Who's on the phone that's talking to Adam Pearce and convincing him to give the Vision whatever they want. Some think it's The Rock. Some think it's Stephanie McMahon. There's a lot of potential things.
Mm-hmm.
Some even think it's Vince, but I don't think it's Vince.
No. they're not going to touch Vince anymore with, a 100-foot pole at this point.
But all right, so let's see. So we had that there, and let's see. We go next to Smacking It Down, where we had some very interesting stuff, including a crowd in Riyadh that was just, the crowds at both there and the Royal Rumble were good, were really good crowds, loud, singing theme songs, fucking having fun, enjoying themselves. I'm here for it. Whenever I like live wrestling crowds, especially when I'm watching. So, but we saw who is it? United States champion Carmelo Hayes defending against Ray Phoenix. It was a hell of a match. If you know anything about wrestling, it was match of the night material. Sorry. I'm a vampire. I'm going to melt if the sun keeps shining on me.
Well, I haven't seen sunshine in a little while.
Nothing but snow, my friends. Nothing but snow.
But that's all right, though.
All right, so you had Carmelo Hayes, and what I believe Carmelo Hayes has been involved in what could be considered the match. Him and Ilya Dragunov was a good match. Him versus Ray Phoenix was good. Was a great match. Easily could be considered a match. And I forget who he faced the week before that, but like his U.S. title matches on this open challenge were awesome. Awesome. Anyway, Dragunov actually defeated The Miz in a match on SmackDown to further their feud, which I think is going to end in a triple threat match between the Hayes, Miz, and Dragunov for the United States title. Axiom took down Johnny Gargano and finally got his mask back. Johnny Gargano tried to steal another mask from him. And then Johnny took the mask and then he put on his old mask and hit Johnny Gargano. I don't know if either one of you watched SmackDown, but he hit Johnny Gargano with what I'm going to call from now on an anime kick. Like Gargano turned around, and by the time Gargano turned around to move towards the kick, Axiom was already horizontal in the air with his leg cocked, and then he let the leg go through Johnny Gargano's head. And if it was an anime, Johnny Gargano's head would have exploded and blood would have went all over the crowd. But it was real life, so he just kind of fell down. But the timing on it, how it looked was so.
but not the Kung Pao punching the cylinder out of the dude's chest.
No. Wow, body. No more Johnny Gargano. Anyways, but yeah, so it made for a great.
Y'all got issues.
The main event saw a 4-on-4 match between 8-man tag match between Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, taking on the Vision with Braun Breaker, not Grayson Waller, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, and
Logan Paul.
They put Grayson Waller on this review, and I'm like, Grayson Waller was not in that match. He's with the New Day right now. Get it right. Anyway, but yeah, so against the Vision, and it was a great match. It ended in disqualification. McIntyre got involved, but I thought it was an okay match. It wasn't like it was a great filler match right before a pay-per-view. You don't want to overwork your guys. So. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: the one thing I am loving, and this has happened almost the last 3 or 4 times they've gone overseas over the past couple of years. The fact that the crowd finishes Cody's theme song, whether they cut the music early or not, I am loving that.
Yep.
And yeah. Oh, and then here was another moment that I loved on Saturday. Randy Orton coming down to the ring. You can tell that the people didn't know the lyrics that well, but they knew the hook. So you were there, I hear voice, and the whole crowd be going in unison. And then it would get to the other part, and they'd be like singing along, and you could tell like half the crowd didn't know the lyrics.
My favorite part of the crowd for Saturday was almost nonstop chanting "Thank you, Cena."
Yeah. They give props. The man's impact will never be forgotten. You can
No.
always Braun Breaker was standing tall at the end of Friday night going in, which made us all think that he should be the favorite, which he should have been to win the Royal Rumble. But we'll talk about what happened to him in just a few minutes. All right, so now we came across the main event of the evening or the weekend, as it may be, and that is the 2026 Royal Rumble itself. We are going to open by talking about the finale, which was the men's match, and the one and only Roman Reigns marking his shot with the ones in the air going
And I
back to
called
WrestleMania.
Yeah,
42.
I called that.
Yeah, 42 as he chooses which champion he wants to go after.
Yep.
Yeah, I guarantee you. I called that one, and I guarantee you, if he goes all the way until with McIntyre, unless a possibility of elimination chamber, McIntyre's just gonna get folded up. He's gonna get
bro. This is traditional Royal Rumble rules. He doesn't get his match till WrestleMania.
No. I'm saying that what I'm saying is that if he goes all the way with McIntyre, he's gonna get folded up like a chair. Because Roman Reigns is gonna.
We'll see, but I don't think it's the WWE Championship he's after. He owns the record for the longest reign there.
Yep.
He doesn't need that title. I think it's going to be him and CM Punk at WrestleMania.
You think so?
I genuinely do. Yeah. I kind of figured he was going to win as well, but 100%. Like, I like the choice, and like I said, I think I like it better of him going. First of all, it depends on if they honor. I was just telling Rune Schreier this often. It depends on if they honor the brand split. If they honor the brand split, then Roman can't go after anybody but Punk, because Roman is a Raw superstar. So he won't be able to go after anybody but Punk. But if they're allowing it, if the brand isn't real, then he might go after the WWE Championship. And I think he's going to go after CM Punk. What are your thoughts on Roman's win? Dave, sorry.
No, it's all good. I think that you're right from the brand loyalty perspective. Of course, it could be that we could get a swerve, and they could move Roman to Friday night just to boost up the SmackDown ratings.
Yeah. Very true. It's a possibility for both. We'll find out in the coming weeks. He's got to make. He basically here's the time frame that we're looking at. He's got to make his choice by elimination chamber, because the elimination chamber match will most likely be for the winner to face the other for the winner to face the other champion.
Okay.
For whoever for them to face whoever Roman doesn't choose.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to make his decision in the coming weeks. But at this point, just for everybody to know, there has been no announced date for when Roman Reigns will be back.
Right.
Right now. All right. So let's talk about the Rumble itself, the men's Rumble itself, which saw an amazing performance by the ruler, Obafemi, and showing exactly how over he is with every crowd, because they knew his shit like clockwork out there when he came out at number one.
And just a little notes from the pre-show. We had a little altercation between GM Adam Pearce and Mr. Paul Heyman. Because number 2 was Braun Breaker.
Yes.
And Heyman was really pissed about that, because he saw that as a disadvantage, especially with Obafemi being in the ring already at number 1.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, yeah.
Ended up being a bad thing for a completely different reason.
Yep.
Because after Braun made his way down to the ring, he is attacked by a masked man who hits Seth's sidekick on him and then proceeds to hit the stomp before running off. Saint, what are your thoughts on the masked man and him knocking Braun out of? Oh yeah. By the way, the masked man, after stomping Braun, throws Braun back into the ring, only for Braun to stand up and be clotheslined and be the first elimination of Obafemi in this year's Royal Rumble. The first of, I believe, 5 he eliminated.
Five in a row, I think.
Yeah. Saint, your thoughts on what happened to Braun Breaker? Who might be the masked
man? Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm almost 100% sure it's Seth.
I am on the outside. I agree that Seth. I think there's an outside chance that it could have been CM Punk, just as a way to destroy the vision by creating dissension, because everyone's thinking that it's Seth, and so when Seth does return, that's going to.
Seth is no longer a member of the Vision.
Yeah.
Seth got booted out when he got speared out.
And that's
so that's why a lot of people think it's Seth coming back to get his revenge.
Right.
I also believe that they're setting up Seth and Braun Breaker for a match at WrestleMania. Like, instead of putting Braun in the world title picture, they're gonna have probably Roman versus and Cody versus Drew. And then we're gonna get Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. But that's just my work looking over time on the possibilities. So all right, so yeah, and like I said, Obafemi had a great face-off with Brock Lesnar. One other thing I did want to mention, he is a good friend, a friend of the show, Jamil.
Yeah.
But Powerhouse Hobbs, now known as Royce Keys. Made his debut at this year's Royal Rumble, and I thought he was amazing. I thought he did a great job.
I thought everybody that wasn't a big name star did fantastic. The Rumble, they did both men and women's. They did a great job of promoting the new talent coming up from NXT, the lesser known talents, AAA. They had Lola Vice for the women's side and Mr. Iguana. Dogs.
Sorry, I had to mute you, Dave, there for a second. And La Parka showed up as well from AAA. That was as well. 6th generation La Parka. What's up?
For me, for the women's, because let me just get to the women's just for a second.
Well, that was always going.
Sol Ruka.
Yeah.
Sol Ruka. When she pulled, what was that called again?
Soul Snatcher.
The Soul Snatcher?
Yeah.
Shit. I was like, it's like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. I love the fact that you had El Grande Americano come in, and then the next one was original El Grande Americano.
That was a great spot. Because by now, pretty much everybody knows that the original was Chad Gable, and the current
is Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah. So they played that very well, and and they eliminated each other was great too.
They eliminated each other while they were trying to take each other's mask off.
Yes, that was just
that was great. Poor Wade Barrett. He was just like you could hear the squirrels running around in his brain trying to make sense of it all in there. And of course, Cole going, that ankle lock looks really familiar.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yep. So, but lots of great stuff happened in the men's.
Lesnar was eliminated by Cody.
Yeah.
During his entrance, you had a great spot with Roman Reigns, who for some odd reason, I don't know what Triple H was doing, but I don't know if y'all noticed this, but for some odd reason, they put all three Samoan dudes back to back to back. Because I want to say Roman came out, Jay came out, then Roman came out.
Yeah, then Jacob fought. Solo Sikoa was in earlier. Like
way earlier. Yeah.
Way earlier.
But I was just saying, like, we just had this run of bloodline members. Like, and it was just hilarious.
Solo wasn't even, to me, he's not a factor right now. You know
what
I'm not for the World Championship picture. Like,
no. Oba handled Solo Sikoa really well. Yeah, he did.
Jacob
I think Oba and Jacob, Oba and Brock Lesnar, there's stories to be told there.
Oh, yeah.
Oba and Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, we got a lot of big guys that could give us some great matches. And not big like Undertaker and Kane big, like 6'10". These guys are like 6'3", 6'4", but
they're jacked.
Like pure muscle. Bobby Lashley like. But yeah. So, all right. So now Saint took us there a little bit. We will go to the Women's Royal Rumble. That was won by the one and only Liv Morgan. Who, bravo to her, who just got engaged to Omos.
Listen, there's only 4. Oh, Omos, what?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? Like, they just got engaged. I don't know if the picture is fake, but I saw one on one of the dirt sheets that said they just got it. Showed her with the ring like that, and him standing next to her.
That is a tall drink of water for her.
Listen, 4 words, two different sets. Twin Magic.
Yes.
Twin Magic.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw Brie Bell, I was like,
that was super awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, and I generally didn't know. Okay, is she gonna work with Nikki? Is she coming out to counter Nikki? And nope.
Oh no, it's twin. That's definitely Twin Magic.
Yeah.
And the way Michael Cole and Wade Barrett talked about her, I think she's back for a small run. Like like Nikki's been back for like the past few months.
Yeah,
I think she's back for a small run.
The crowd was really into Brie showing back up, and they were doing her husband's yes chant. Yes.
After he left, because she continued to use it like till she retired.
That's
technically it became hers, but I agree with the saying that it was nice seeing the crowd doing the yes chant again.
Yeah,
it was very nostalgic, but it was great seeing those two working side by side again.
Mm-hmm.
Second one saying,
Lash Legend. Listen.
She put up a hell of a show.
Listen, but they were screaming overrated.
Really?
Well,
didn't you hear the crowd on and I'm like, look, she was tossing motherfuckers out left and right. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, yeah, I'm loving it.
My favorite scene did involve her when they pretty much cleared all the smaller women to the side, and Lash Legend turns around. And I forget who she threw off. It was like Liv Morgan or somebody. And Rhea Ripley stands up, and they focus in on Lashley's face, and she goes, "Oh, you want some of this?" And they flash back to Rhea, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I want all of this." Right before those two in that ring, behemoths went head to head. It was just a great moment that could lead to like Wade Barrett said, like what you're seeing right now is very well a WrestleMania main event.
Yeah,
two women could make a very good WrestleMania.
They could,
That she is not like Lash Legend is not liked, and she is like I love her.
She's got the power. She's also got the limb reach that others don't.
The bougie badass. That's one of my favorite taglines. Like
bougie bully, yeah.
Oh, the bougie bully, yeah.
That was fantastic. Like Saint said, Sol Ruka hanging in there with the mainliners, showing that she belongs in there.
Turn of Saint's favorite women's wrestler, Miss Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
30 position.
And lots of great storyline developments in there. because we had Charlotte accidentally eliminating Miss Bliss. We will not say the name so that Dark Lord doesn't have another computer malfunction.
Never mind.
But yeah, and then of course the moment of the match, Kyrie trying to take down Io and accidentally knocking Asuka off and taking her out. I was watching the replay at like 3 a.m. is when I started, and Asuka's shouted time and space. I could hear her yelling, "Coming!" That was just.
It was.
And Liv deliberately knocking Roxanne Perez out.
And Raquel Rodriguez. She eliminated both of them.
She did. Okay.
Yeah, the Judgment Day is about to be a wash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's going to happen super quick, but yeah, we're looking.
Yeah, seeds have been planted.
Yeah, obvious seeds at this point. All right, so the match itself was won in an amazing fashion as Tiffany Stratton, Sol Ruka, and Liv Morgan are out on the apron. Sol Ruka unfortunately goes for a soul crusher.
Yeah.
Off the side of the ring and gets pushed down by Tiffany
Stratton, who then Liv Morgan oblivions her on the apron off. Yeah.
Yeah, off the apron, and she's your winner, deservingly so. Liv Morgan is an amazing talent with an amazing personality. I love seeing her. I love seeing her do her thing. So seeing her win did not disappoint me. There are others that I would have liked to have won more.
Right.
But I'm not mad at Liv Morgan.
Yeah. But the other tag team couples did really well. Rhea and Io worked well together. Bailey and Lyra worked great together. And I
love the Bellas facing off against tag teams. Like that's what makes me think that Brady's back for a little bit, is because they did that whole spot in the middle of the ring where they faced off with Rhea and Io. They faced off with Kiana James and Julia, and they also faced off with Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, because right now, let's count the number of tag team pairs that are in the running for the women's title. Okay, you got Rhea Io, who are holding. You got Bailey and Lyra, Naya and Lash, Kabuki Warriors. Who else am I thinking I've been missing? Now Brie and Nikki, the Bella Twins back. Charlotte and Alexa, if they manage to stay together.
I don't think they'll stay together. I think after this they're going to go their separate ways. They're not going to hate each other. Like you're not going to see them feuding.
The convenience is over. The alliance of convenience is definitely going to be going over. I'm thinking that there's one more. Oh, and Liv and Roxanne.
Yep.
That's seven or six teams, all of whom are in contention for the tag team. The men's are stacked too, but not quite as much as that.
Yeah, and all of them were showcased in the Rumble.
It was so
definitely booked it real well with that.
So progressive storytelling. Bravo on that. They mission accomplished with that.
Yeah,
and I think the women. I think the Bella Twins. I think they're going to go on a run.
I can see it.
One last run, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so there was more disappointment to this evening. Congratulations to Morgan. Like I said, she deserved it. As Gunther had a match with AJ Styles. I thought we had until the end of the year, like with Cena. But We only had till February. AJ's
Yep.
tired of
choked out AJ too, which is
career
and
killed another career this week.
yeah, and that's my problem with having Gunther as the go-to career killer now. Okay, because we've got so many who are going to be retiring within the lifespan of Gunther's career. I mean, absolute legends. Are we going to have CM Punk tap out for Gunther? Rey Mysterio? What?
If that's what Punk and Ray want.
Yeah.
Remember that match doesn't happen without AJ's sign off. So
fair enough. If AJ was cool with it, then yeah, it's disappointing. But
quickly, like I thought after we lost Cena in December, we had like another 6 months to a year of AJ.
Exactly.
2 months, and we were going to build to him retiring this quickly. But I don't think we've seen the last. I don't think we've seen the last of AJ in the ring. I just don't think he's going to pop up over in AEW. I think he makes some appearances in TNA, NWA. He may even appear in New Japan. But I doubt he's going to wrestle in AEW because I think like you said, he wants to train for WWE after he is retired. So I think in order to leave that door open, he'll probably leave AEW alone.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Absolutely.
But the phenomenal one is no longer with us. The one thing I will point out and notice, and I said this to you earlier, Room Squires, he did not leave his gear in the ring as traditional wrestlers do. Like Cena did when he left his armbands and his wristbands and everything in the ring and his shoes.
Yeah, his Converse, Yeah,
AJ did not do that. And he went to go do it and the crowd booed it, and then he put his thing back on and he put the gloves back on and did his thing and had his last moment. But I don't know. I think we may see.
We'll see what that portends.
Right. We'll see what happens.
Because
your thoughts on Gunther? Well, not tapping out AJ because AJ just passed. We got the ending everybody wanted with Cena with AJ.
Yeah, but AJ, like I can agree with you. AJ's not done.
Yeah.
He's not done by a long shot. Because by the not leaving the ring, not leaving the way traditionally wrestlers retire. So I'm looking at he's probably 9 times out of 10. If he's gonna do the retire match, I think it is gonna be in TNA because that's where he pretty much had his beginnings there. So I think he's gonna do another TNA run.
I could see a swerve where AJ Styles gets put onto a Legends contract. So he's semi-retired. He comes back every so often in WWE. He's not a full-time wrestler for WWE anymore.
Right.
It's a possibility for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, in the last match of the night that we will speak on before we move on to video games is Drew McIntyre in a very gruesome fashion.
Yeah.
Retained his. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm retained his WWE Championship against Sami Zayn.
Yep.
So, I don't know how I feel about this match. Like I liked it. Like, don't get me wrong. As far as this actual wrestling in the ring, I loved it. Like it was an amazing match. But
I kind of feel like Sammy is the perpetual underdog that becomes the sacrificial lamb.
You think so?
I think so. Because, I agree with what Dark Lord was saying before we started about they're not going to change the championship so quickly in there. so it makes sense. But at the same time, whenever you need somebody to go through hell and get the crap beaten out of them backstage as a storyline, or dealing with the disappointment of defeat, it seems like it's always Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Now, and that just could be, bias on my part because I like the guy. I like his positivity. He's good. And, I like rooting for the underdogs.
Well, I'll say it like this. Basically, you feel exactly how I felt about Daniel Bryan during the yes match.
Yeah.
Because it kept having him almost win it, but not win it. And then one time he actually won it. But then Randy Orton came out and cashed in Money in the Bank and beat him for it.
Yep.
Like, they gave us almost 2 years of this tease of this guy almost winning the title. So I believe maybe SummerSlam this year, Survivor Series, I think we're going to get a payoff where Sami gets a run with either the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
I can agree. I can agree with that.
It sucks that he did not get the victory in Saudi Arabia. That would have meant to him and
him and that entire fan base in that part of the world.
Right.
That would have been crazy. It's crazy important for that.
And I hate to say this, but once Gunther beat AJ, I understood what the theme of the night was, and I pretty much knew Sami at that. Because of the fact that the theme of the night was they're trying to draw heat on some of their biggest heels, and Drew is one of their biggest heels right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you don't get that feel good moment. What they want to give you is
right. Roman winning was the feel good moment.
Right.
That was supposedly.
Complaining about it. But I personally enjoyed it. But so that's it for wrestling.
Yeah.
Dave is going to walk us through the amazing world of video games and some of the top stories there. And we will do that right after we watch one more little intro with Saint's favorite music. No, with Tech Tinker's favorite music, and that is... All right. For the first story up is a long title. Final count for Stop Killing Games petition verifies 1.3 million of its 1.4 million signatures, well above the minimum to be formally considered by EU politicians. What's going on over there, Dave?
All right. So, the European Union does not have the same tolerance for the shenanigans of AAA developers that we in America do. Okay. They are not full on it, but at least one member nation, Belgium, has outright banned loot boxes in video games sold in Belgium. And the EU Parliament is edging towards that. Stop Killing Games is a movement in Europe where the point is that a game is forcing online play.
Right.
And then at a certain point, the game still functions properly on the console, but it can't connect up because the servers have been shut down. So it effectively kills the game. So Stop Killing Games is a gamer movement within the EU to outlaw that practice, or basically modify it so that persistently online games, before they shut down the servers, they have to have an update that takes the game offline so it can still be played.
I understand. Okay. I understand this frustration. Me and
Right.
Swab have that with the NBA 2K servers. After a while, the older games, become unplayable, and they don't allow you to download the save file from the server to your hard drive and continue to play it offline and continue to build your character.
Right.
So they just give you experience points.
Or the online connection is for digital rights management, and with the server shut down, your game can't connect to verify, so you can't play it anymore. Right. So the petition needed 1 million signatures in order to be advanced up to be taken up by consideration by the EU Parliament. And they turned in 1.4 million signatures, and 1.3 of them have been verified as authentic.
So more than enough. Okay.
They have more than enough. So this is a developing situation that's going to affect the game industry for the better, in my opinion.
You think?
Yeah. Because we're talking about having an online game like literally any online game continuing on past the life that is financially viable according to the manufacturer. All the manufacturers have to do is just patch in a offline mode into the game. That's easy peasy.
Something that allows people to download their save file from the server to their hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
Just play it from their hard drive.
Yep.
100%. Like I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I hope it changes, because like I said, then I don't have to buy. I can wait 5-6 years to buy another copy of NBA 2K.
Right.
Whatever it is.
because we're talking about the number 3 market for video games in the world globally. Okay. So it's going to make changes if it passes in the EU.
Okay. For sure. It's going to basically change the game for a lot of people above them and below them.
Yep.
Saint, any last thoughts on this particular subject before we move on?
No, we're good here. We're good here.
So the second story we have up here, Mr. Runescrier says that Fable's reboot doesn't have a morality-based character morphing. Fans are divided.
Yes. So
apart from other
if you remember the original Fable game on Xbox, where every choice has a consequence, one of the things is as you slip down the blue side of morality, your character becomes more beautiful, sparkly, angelic, where if you slip towards the red side of the morality, you start looking rougher and eventually become demonic looking, scaring people that are just normal citizens that are walking around. So that's not the case with the next iteration for Fables. Is that they'll still have the morality scale, but your character's appearance will not change.
Okay, so your character will be your character regardless of which moral
right. Regardless of your moral. So you don't have the Sith corruption going on.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Because even in Knights of the Old Republic, you go dark side, you start getting slightly deformed features.
Start looking like Palpatine.
Yeah. You get that Palpatine glow, dark glow going. Yeah. So no, it doesn't. So with New Fable, doesn't matter how many crunchy chicks you pop in your mouth, you ain't gonna get to demon mode.
Wow.
Literally, it's crunchy chicks are they're little baby chicks that you pick up and pop them in your mouth to eat them. You get health and you get evil points.
You get evil points. Well, eating small chickens, yeah. Well, then we do eat eggs. So. Never mind.
No, the eggs alive.
Well, you never know. We get out there in that dystopian nightmare. You never know what you're willing to do, right?
That's actually a slight tangent. I posted the question in Fallout. Facebook group, why do we never have cooking recipes for the most plentiful meat source around in the wasteland? Human flesh.
Yeah.
We're eating all this mutated flesh. We're eating cats, dogs, squirrels, rabbits, foxes, but there's no recipe for long pig.
He said long pig. Two-legged pig. Two-legged.
Yeah. No, and you're killing all these fresh meat sources left and right. You're just gutting them down. Why are you letting it go to waste? I'm saying, this is the wasteland.
I'm not hungry anymore.
You don't want to be like Channing Tatum, and this is the end. Anyway. All right. So next up is information that Mr. Dave and several of my other friends are going to find quite exciting. That Starfield 2 could be real after all.
Yeah.
What is the evidence of this, sir?
Okay, so I've been seeing this for a couple of months on Starfield pages, but it finally got reported by a gaming magazine. I don't know which one. Kev, which Darkwood, which gaming magazine was it?
Hold on, let me find it. Insider Gaming website.
Right. So for a couple months, it had been rumored that Bethesda held a closed door demonstration of the next phase for Starfield.
Really?
Yes, including everyone having NDAs. They could say that they went and they saw this, but they can't give out any details. So I've been seeing this for a couple months. This is the first semi-legitimate internet source that has reported it that I've seen. So, of course, we didn't get anything out of Xbox Development Day. Boo. All that we know is that the next DLC for Starfield is going to be called Terran Armada. Mm-hmm. And most likely is going to eliminate the loading screen issues. It's going to be more, you're not going to be going to loading screens when you go into your ship. You get a loading screen while you go into your ship. You get another loading screen when you take off. You get another loading screen when you land. They're reducing the number of loading screens.
It says, though no concrete details have been revealed about 2.0, some information has been shared in previous reports. It seems the game's spaceflight mechanics will step away from loading screens for more freeform and continuous traversal. And the creation system has also been enhanced for better spaceflight and future-proof for upcoming titles. It says, additionally, 2.0 update will bring the long-awaited PS5 and Switch 2 ports, with developers optimizing the title for low-power devices like handhelds. Some sources have also shared that it won't be on par with Cyberpunk 2.0. However, readers should treat this info with caution as it has not been officially confirmed.
Yeah. It's nothing is officially confirmed for anything yet. I've just been hearing rumors from the Starfield community of people who witnessed that. All we know it's verified is that the next DLC is called the Terran Armada. So we will see what happens. And Dark Lord mentioned Cyberpunk 2077. Slightly cool side issue on Facebook. Mr. Danny Trejo had a photo meet with one certain Keanu Reeves at Trejo's Tacos. And they got along real well in there. Why it's interesting is because the creator of Cyberpunk, Mr. Mike Pondsmith, stated years ago, even before the game was being developed, that one of the iconic characters in Cyberpunk, the Nomad, Santiago Alcedeo, who's the leader of a nomad family, he intended or retronymed in the 90s that Santiago was based off of Danny Trejo.
Oh, really?
Now, we all know that Keanu Reeves played Johnny Silverhand, the iconic character, in Cyberpunk 2077, and that the overall storyline deals with the iconic characters of Cyberpunk 2020 in the 2077s. Johnny with his quest to save his girlfriend, Alt, and the raid on Arasaka Tower in Night City that led to the nuclear explosion. So, yeah. So that could be very interesting hookup in there. I would love to have Danny do that. I think it'd be absolutely perfect.
I think it'll be utterly amazing. Danny Trejo is an amazing human being.
Danny Trejo basically doing Mad Max. Literally Mad Max, the Road Warrior, where he's just leading this family, this caravan of migrants going around looking for work, doing what they can to survive.
Thank you. I'd watch that all day.
Yeah,
all right.
I would play that all day too. Yeah.
Yep. We'll move on to the next subject here as we get to the title reads absolutely disgusting. Ubisoft's new offer has triggered a strong reaction from unions. Tell us about it.
Okay, let me pull the phone back up. Hold on. Okay. Oh, hell. There we go.
I'll start you off with it. It seems like Ubisoft is been trying to do some more layoffs.
Yep,
but
that's
this
right.
time, instead of just outright laying people off and firing them, they are attempting to have people voluntarily lay themselves off.
Right.
I think basically, not to get political or anything, but how our ICE or immigration things email people to self-deport.
Yep.
At the beginning of all of this stuff. Ubisoft is basically sending 200 of their employees from their Paris office emails basically stating that they would like them to resign and voluntarily lay themselves off.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and that's 200 out of 1,100. Right. So they're laying off 20% of the Paris office. Now, and the absolutely disgusting part comes from the workers' union that represents Ubisoft in France. And they are calling for a general strike from February 10th to the 12th. And general strikes in Europe ain't no joke. Okay, that's how you can go into a McDonald's in Denmark, order a Big Mac that's at the approximately the same price as what you pay for in America, yet dude behind the counter is getting paid about $25 an hour plus benefits.
Wow.
That's how powerful unions are in Europe. Because when McDonald's was expanding out there, you had the Danish unions for not just for restaurant workers, but beef production, dairy farmers, produce farmers, even printing companies threatened a general strike. McDonald's would not have been able to print wrappers and containers in Denmark for the cheap cost. So, yeah. So they ran the numbers and, okay, we'll sell for, 20% less profit rather than making zero profit. Okay. But, the new plan that Ubisoft revealed hasn't been helping them. Shares of Ubisoft crashed by 34%.
Wow.
After their news about Assassin's Creed and their embracing of AI. But We also have an insight into how Ubisoft is going to progress in the future, where they're sort of splitting it off into 5 separate, not separate, but 5 linked studios, each with its own focus. So, like, I think Ubisoft One is going to be focused primarily on Assassin's Creed and other FPS, et cetera, et cetera. I can't remember because I think I posted this to our chat last week, but we just didn't have time to get into it.
Okay.
So they're dividing up, Ubisoft Paris, Ubisoft Montreal, They're dividing up into 5 spheres of responsibility for what they're producing, rather than just transmitting the franchises in between all of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a plan that's going to hurt a lot of people, but
Yeah.
it's a business. You got to expect the business to be a business. All right. So the next story up is about Nintendo responding to some Switch game censorship that left Dispatch's nudity permanently covered with black boxes, with an inability to toggle off the feature that would allow you to get rid of the black boxes. And evidently, this has upset some people.
Yes. Because we all know that no video game is complete without the occasional nip slip. So,
Oh, man.
for that moment in Dispatch, the female in question, her boob just happens to pop out of her cocktail dress, and there's a black square over the nipple. Whereas before, this only happened on the Switch port. Now, to developer Ad Hoc's favor, they have a adult filter that can be switched on or off in there.
Right.
Nintendo just put it permanently on. You cannot decide to turn it on or off. It's permanently on for the Switch version of the game. So, what we have now is a bunch of fans demanding accountability for this outrage. And Nintendo and Ad Hoc kind of pointing the finger at each other, where Ad Hoc saying this was all Nintendo to fit in with their, we don't have a problem with it. Nintendo, however, is saying that we follow the guidelines set by the ESRB for content. We do not allow content above a certain rating on our consoles, but we leave it up to the developers to decide how that content level is reached.
Okay.
So Nintendo's going back and saying, wasn't us, this was Ad Hoc's choice for the way to go to get themselves on the Switch. So what is reality? And more importantly, who cares?
To an extent.
To an extent, who cares? Okay? This is more from the crowd that was all got out of joint over Aloy, close-ups of Aloy in Horizon Zero Dawn, having a little bit of peach fuzz on her cheeks. Because it confused their brains. It's like, is this a guy? Is this a girl? I've never seen a girl up close. Do they really have facial hair like that?
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So,
all right.
Once again, Once again, this is why we can't have nice things. Yeah. Yep. Squeaky wheels getting the grease on this, of course.
All right, so last subject of the day, Paradox opening profit dropped by 162% year on year as it writes down Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yep.
They're saying it missed its commercial expectations.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about this thing.
So Paradox and their parent company have been having a rough couple years. Their parent company is Embracer Group, known for having the rights to the Tolkien estate or the rights to further movies, not the full Tolkien estate, but certain materials in there. I think that they also have the rights to the Robert E. Howard Library, the guy who created Conan the Barbarian, Cull, Solomon Kane, and all sorts of other really fun early pulp fantasy stuff. But Embracers has sort of spread itself way too thin, and the failures are collectively lining up for them. Rings of Power on Amazon turned out to be an absolute dud.
Yeah.
Okay. Middle Earth, The Hunt for Golem, I think it was. Just Golem.
Mm-hmm.
The game where you're playing as Golem in between The Hobbit and the opening of Fellowship of the Ring. That bombed. They have a lot of serious bombs on their hands, mostly in the video game, in the big name franchises. But also, they paid, I believe that they paid a lot of money to get the World of Darkness license, Vampire the Masquerade, and all those. And not just the TTRPG, but the computer game have fallen flat. So they're taking a lot of losses that are self-inflicted. If they had if they hadn't been suddenly flush with cash and bought everything, they'd be in a much more stable position. But as it is, they are struggling badly. Four o'clock.
And it pay past 4.
Oh, yeah. We
started a little bit late, but we're wrapping it up.
Yeah. So wife is wanting to know. My wife is bugging me. Where is the money? Why aren't you getting the money? Have you gotten the money yet? Etc. Simpsons reference, love.
All right. So
I'm just here for the comments.
So the last thing I wanted to mention, kind of like this is not really excited. March 18th, we'll talk about it a little bit more as we get closer to it. But Invincible season 4 should focus on the Viltrumite War, so it's going to be getting good. Be sure to tune in for that.
Yeah.
And that'll take us into our final segment of the day. Where can we find you next? Saint, you haven't said much in the past half hour or so let's go on ahead and get you up first. Where can we find you next, sir?
I may be looking at a small brief stream, more of a test, because I'm going to be doing some other stuff, but I might slide through. But other than that, Tuesday, now versus men.
All right.
Yeah.
Scribe, where can we find you next, sir?
I will be back on tonight on the night shift with Horizon Forbidden West. Trying to maintain that, 4 nights in a row. I'm getting my sleep schedule adjusted correctly. And if you tuned in the last couple of nights for Fallout 76, you may have noticed that I got the new DLC patch, the Mojave Deluxe patch, which lets me do an armor paint on my extremely awesome Hellcat armor that makes it look like the NCR power armor that Maximus has, with those forearm gauntlets that slice and dice Deathclaws so nicely.
Okay.
Right.
Yep.
And then me, myself, and I, you can catch me in about an hour and a half right here with the one and only O'Malley and Mr. Suave, as we're going to be talking Super Bowl and all the craziness going on in the NFL, as well as some trade news in the NBA and some potential trade news in the NBA before we close out with other sports as usual. So join us at 6, from 6 to about 7:15. If we get really going, we go to 7:15, 7:30 on The Classroom, brought to you by First GenXers Broadcast Network. All right, so that's it for us for today. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure, as always.
Yep.
Let's have a great night. Saint, you raiding us out?
Yep.
All right, so we are good to go. Again, we love y'all. Stay sane. Stay right. We'll talk to you later. Peace.